All right, guys, counterpunch boxing. How you doing out there? Okay, today I want to cover the Terence Crawford story. I'm sure you've heard what's going on. About a year ago, Terence Crawford, uh, had an incident. I don't know what else to call it at a local body shop in Omaha, Nebraska, and now the legal process proceedings have come through, and basically, I mean, he's getting sentenced with 90 days in jail. Now, look, I've watched the video, the raw footage of what went down. I mean, and briefly, I'll tell you what happened. He had his car at a body shop. They were looking to, get the car painted and maybe a little bit. I think he was getting a couple more things, like some body work done on it. Um, and he left it there for like 4 or 5 months. Okay, this is what I've heard. And something happened. He wasn't happy. So instead of going down there and trying to handle it like a normal person, and talking to the owner and working it out, he went down there with 4 or 5 of his friends like a thug and basically bullied the old man around. I mean, like I said, I watched the video, and you got Terence Crawford and all his friends in there. Terence goes over to the lift. His Monte Carlo is up on a lift, and the hydraulic lift, it's lifted up in the air, and he's like trying to lower it down. And then the older man, the owner of the shop, is kind of like trying to stop him. And then Terrence, kind of made an aggressive mood towards him, kind of like did a little feint type thing. And moved his arm, and he was very intimidated. I mean, you got to think you have this, 40, 50-year-old man in his shop, and here you have 4 or 5 guys rolling up, one of them being a world boxing champion, and he knows that. The man knew Terence Crawford. He knew that, and he was very intimidated, and you can't blame the guy. Okay, and like I said, I mean, I watched the raw footage, and yeah, I mean, it was pretty disturbing. Okay, I mean, I didn't like it. And now his judge is basically filing an appeal to get him out of jail. And they're claiming that the judge is handing down, severe punishment for the crime. Terrence Crawford's lawyer has handled similar cases like this, and he said that, the judge never, issued out that type of punishment for, a first-time offender type thing. So yeah, I'll read you a part of the formal statement here, what's going on. Uh, Okay, World Boxing Champion Terence Bud Crawford was sentenced to 90 days in jail Thursday, along with 2 years probation for two misdemeanors in connection with an April disturbance at an Omaha body shop. His attorney Matthew Kaler is appealing the sentence and conviction. Kaler said the boxer posted a $10,000 appeal bond late this afternoon and was to be released, meaning he's in jail. He posted the 10 grand, and they're going to get him out of jail. Okay, County Judge Hendricks admonished Crawford, telling him he has acted as if he were above the law. Again, the county judge is saying Terrence Crawford, he's acting like he's above the law. Okay, and he is not. Crawford would have to serve about 50 days under state sentencing guidelines. He was found guilty of disorderly conduct and damage to the property for his actions at the body shop where his 1984 Chevy Monte Carlo was painted. Okay, like I just mentioned to you guys, went there, wouldn't pay the man. He was unhappy, whatever. But like I said, there's a proper way to handle it. I mean, you don't go in there like a thug. Now, his attorney is saying, this is his first and only adult conviction of any significance, for the crimes of disorderly conduct, property damage, whatever. And he said it's the most, severe punishment he's ever seen by the judge. Like the judge is basically trying to make an example of him. And then the judge kind of fired back and said, no, in fact, I took it easy on him. He said, most guys that would, if they would have done something like that, we would have filed a lot more charges, like, trespassing, disorderly conduct, vandalism. I mean, just a ton of charges. Police, man, they can rack up like a shit ton of charges if they want to. I mean, so in other words, they gave him a break, okay? Crawford, who stopped John Molina Jr. in the 8th round Saturday Omaha to keep his WBO and WBC 140-pound title, was led away in handcuffs after the hearing. The 29-year-old champion had faced a maximum $500 fines and 6 months in jail on each charge. Okay, so now he had multiple charges. Now I'm saying they could have racked up even more, but each charge carried a 6 month, jail sentence. Okay, and he got 90 days. I mean, dude got 90 days when, in fact, they could have given him a year or a year and a half. Now they're offering him a 2-for-1, which basically means, like here at Harris County where I live, let's say you get 90 days, you can do 45 on good behavior and you're out. You can even do 30 and 35 if they're overcrowded. So Terence Crawford got 90 days. He can be out between 30 and 45, when the maximum punishment would have been a year to a year and a half. I don't understand how it's unfair. I mean, what it is, he's pissed off that he's going to jail. Okay, he's mad that he's going to jail, and he thinks that he's a big Omaha star and he's above the law. I mean, honestly, it is what it is. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna candy coat it. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, if it's my favorite fighter, I mean, what the dude did was wrong, man. I mean, like I said, you don't go up on a 40 a 50-year-old man's business with five of your homeboys, and bully around this man. And they pushed his car. Like I said, they brought it down from the hydraulic lift and they pushed it out of there. I mean, it was just like, I mean, it looked like something you see in like some ghetto thug movie, man. Like I didn't like watching that. Like it bothered me. Like I even think about it now. Like it just, the way he acted was wrong. It just bothers me, when you think back on something that, is kind of like a little bit disturbing to you. Okay. Extreme Custom Fleet and Auto had billed Crawford $2,500 to paint the Monte Carlo. Crawford paid about half up front. He returned to the shop and told Michael Nelson, the owner, that he wasn't happy with the work and, the job took too long to complete. Nelson told Crawford he wouldn't release the vehicle to him until he paid, the other half, the 1350, okay, or 1350 that was owed. Nelson told police Crawford went into the shop area, like I just mentioned, lowered the Monte Carlo from the hydraulic lift. Crawford and the people with him tied a rope to the car and took it away. The incident was captured on a surveillance video. Police said the lift was stuck in the on position, and it was so hot it melted the hydraulic reservoir and burned out the pump. Damage to be about $3,000. So I mean, they roll up in there. Okay, him and his boys, they roll up in there. This old man, kind of wrestle him away on his own property in his own shop, lower the car down, and then, like I said, I watched the video, and Crawford kind of moved like his arm in a really aggressive way, and the guy said, the owner, he said, I know he's a boxer, and yeah, I was scared, I was intimidated. I mean, what do? You're there alone at night, 4 or 5 guys roll up with a rope and a truck, and they're rushing your shop. I mean, seriously, this is like a hit, man. This is like a robbery. I mean, like it is. I mean, it's not just like, someone kind of losing it and going in there and driving off with their car. I mean, they went there with the intention of jacking that car. I mean, like just a straight up robbery. I mean, it's fucking robbery, I mean, it's like crazy. And he wants to whine about, 30 or 40 days in jail and a couple years probation. I mean, look, Terence Crawford and his lawyer, they're trying to downplay it, okay? They're trying to, make it out to be, well, it was a disagreement and, Crawford could have handled it better. No, I mean, it wasn't just your typical, customer business disagreement that got a little bit out of hand, okay? It wasn't that. I mean, these guys, like I said, they pulled up in there like thugs, like gangsters, and, jacked the car. And, even tied a rope to it and pulled it off and basically dared that old man. They dared that old man to do something about it. Now, he called the police, but it was too late. Of course, the police later caught up with Terence Crawford, and now we have the aftermath. So I think what's going to happen, they put the appeal in, and he might get a reduced sentence. I don't know. Maybe if he volunteers like some kind of community service or like a settlement offer. I don't know. But I doubt it. Highly, highly doubt it. Looks like Crawford will be going to jail for at least 35 days. Now, like I said, the general rule is 2-for-1, meaning every day you serve, they'll give you two, a credit of 2 on a 90-day sentence, 45 days in jail. And they could postpone that until, 2017, 2018, whatever. But Anyway, I mean, guys, what do you think? I mean, am I overreacting? I mean, think about it. How would you feel if 4 or 5 guys rolled up in your shop and did this, or to your dad, or to your family? How would you feel? I mean, I think a lot of times, we look at public figures and we look at celebrities, and we do give them a little bit of a little bit of special treatment. We do give them a pass, and in this situation, I don't think he deserves it. Now, they wouldn't release his record, his criminal record, but apparently, he has other things on his record. I can't speculate to what, but from what I understand, he's had trouble in the past. So, anyway, yeah, what do you guys think? Leave your comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Counterpunch Boxing. We are out. Please leave your comment below. Really, guys. I look forward to your comment as much as maybe you look forward to my video. All right. Have a good one.